You know how great your hair looks after your stylist does it? Here's the secret. You can have that every single day. Hair only seems hard because no one ever slows down to properly teach you the steps. And let's be honest, stylists are not trying to give away all their secrets. But that's exactly what I'm doing here today. I'm showing you how to get salon quality hair in less than 15 minutes. Every woman needs this routine. Strategy. Washing and styling your hair all the time traumatizes it and makes it worse. Your hair wants you to wash it, style it, and then leave it alone for days. To do that, you need a minimal product routine. Hair commandment number 1, less is more. Going heavy on products makes your hair gunky and gross. That forces you to wash all the time, traumatizing your hair, which is bad. Instead, this routine uses minimal products so you can go 3+ days between washes so your hair gets healthier and looks amazing from this routine. All right, let's go over what you're going to need here. Tools of the trade. First up is crotch clips. These are nice and strong, but also flexible. They make it really easy to clip up hair. You're also gonna need a microfiber towel. Regular towels aren't made for hair. These are super cheap on Amazon. Don't worry about the brand, they're pretty much all the same. Next up is a blow dry brush. These are absolute easy mode for getting good hair. You don't need any coordination or anything for this, and they're cheap and affordable. Now let's do products. Shampoo and conditioner. You're gonna need both of these or else life gets really difficult. You just wanna make sure this is a good match for your hair type. Next, leave-in conditioner spray is absolutely mandatory to keep your mids from drying out. If you don't have this, you literally hate your hair. It's the most important product you can use. You're also gonna need a detangling brush. This is awesome for getting through tangles without ripping the hair and spreading products. Next, we have a blow dry cream. This is gonna make your hair come out 100 times better when we blow dry it, and it gives heat protection. And then the last thing you need is a little bit of hair oil to polish things up. This is like your hair starter kit. You can do almost everything with this, but don't copy these exact products because they may not match your hair type. Instead, you can find the perfect matches for your hair type's starter kit on my recommended product list in the description. Step 1, pro washing techniques. I'm sure you think you know everything about washing, but I am telling you, there's an entire world of advanced shampoo techniques that most women don't even know about.
Yeah, I just got an email the other day of somebody who said they were like 30 years old and just learned how to wash their hair.
Happens all the time. So if you're still washing your hair the way your parents taught you when you were a little kid, it's time to upgrade. Here's some cliff notes. Shampoo only goes on your roots and scalp where the oil is. Do not put shampoo on your mids and ends. It's just gonna dry them out.
Then you'll send me an email about it.
Yes. Conditioner only goes on your mids and ends. Never put conditioner on your roots or it'll make them greasy really quickly. Next, oil in your hair is like trying to get peanut butter off of a spoon. You have to scrub firmly with your fingertips to break it up and lift it. You cannot do this whole swirly thing with your palms and expect your hair to get clean. When my clients try this out, they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I was shampooing wrong my entire life. Next, you need to wash twice. Again, imagine peanut butter, but on your scalp. There's no way one wash is gonna get that off, which is extremely important because if you leave even a tiny bit of oil on your scalp, it'll start to smell like a wet dog and get dirty really quickly, ruining the entire point of this routine. You also have to make sure you're using a professional shampoo. Otherwise, none of this is gonna work and you're gonna be like, I don't know what's going on. I'm doing everything right.
No, you're not.
You're not. You have an adult skincare routine. It's time for an adult hair care routine. Upgrade your shampoo and conditioner. Trust me, you'll be glad you did. Step 2, moisture control. After washing, you need moisture control. The first part of this begins with a towel, but if you think it's just like it's way more than that and way more important.
Why do you yell when you dry your hair?
Properly controlling the amount of water in your hair is gonna help you get rid of frizz and reduce breakage later on. The easiest way to get this right is to use a microfiber towel. Normal towels are not good for this. They catch individual strands of your hair and pull on them, which creates tangles and breakage. It's a mess. Instead, what you wanna do is minimize friction in your hair. That means you cannot do the washing machine all like this. It is the worst possible way to dry your hair. Instead, place that microfiber towel over your hair and press it in to absorb the water. The towel shouldn't be moving around all over the place. You're just keeping it still and dabbing it into the hair to absorb water.
like a towel's kiss.
That's how you get rid of excess water, which is important because your hair is too wet when you apply your products. They're gonna get diluted by that water and drip off, which is a waste. Total time here, 1 minute. Step 3, products. You may be thinking to yourself, my stylist uses 17 products. There's only 3 in this routine, so how is this gonna give me salon hair? The truth is, your stylist uses a bunch of products that don't really do anything. It's like a barista doing a cream design in your coffee that looks amazing, but honestly tastes exactly the same. And let's be honest, stylists are incentivized to use more products because the more they use on you, the more they can sell you. Anyway, you only need to put 2 products into your hair right now. Literally, if you can count to 2 with me, this is gonna go really well for you, I promise. First product, leave-in conditioner spray, absolutely mandatory in every product routine. We use this because your hair has holes in the outside of it that leak moisture. That's how your hair gets dry. This leave-in conditioner spray forms a protective barrier that locks that moisture inside your hair so it doesn't get dry. That barrier also smooths the outside layer of your hair. Why is that important, you ask? Because tangles are actually your hair catching on each other because they're scratchy instead of smooth. So if you start by smoothing the hair shaft, it gets rid of a lot of those tangles, which means less breakage when we brush, and we're about to be brushing a lot. All you have to do with this guy is spray once on each side of the top of your head, and then spray the rest evenly through your mids and ends. And by the rest, I mean the fine hair is going to use 8 to 10 sprays total, medium hair uses 10 to 12 total, and coarse uses 12 to 16 total. This is super simple, super easy. All there is to it, spray and go. The second of our 2 products is blow dry cream. This is gonna give you that voluminous, soft, shiny, pillowy look to your hair, and at the same time, it's gonna protect from the heat of a blow dryer. So how are we gonna use this? Most people will use a pea-sized amount. If you have like shoulder-ish length hair, pea-sized amount is perfect. Your hair is much longer, use more. If your hair is shorter, use less. You're gonna start by spreading it over your palms. Then you're gonna work it into the bottom of your ponytail because that's where your hair needs this product the most. You're gonna slowly work your way up to the top of your mids, and by the time you get there, there should be very little product left on your hands, which is perfect because your roots are very sensitive to the product. We don't wanna put much there. You may not even be able to tell there's product in your hand, but run it over your hair around your roots just to get it in there. This is so easy. Just 2 products should take you less than a minute.
Like 30 seconds, best.
Sure. Step 4, pre-drying. Pre-drying is when you go like this, and there's a right way to do it, and there's definitely a wrong way to do it. The point is to speed things up, because if you try and blow dry really wet hair, it's gonna take you forever. But if you try to speed things up too much, you're gonna get punished later on with all this frizz, and your hair is gonna have a bad, ugly texture.
Hate bad, ugly textured hair.
To do it right, you're gonna flip your hair over your head and start blow drying all those underneath layers of your hair. You'll hear a lot of people parroting like, ooh, get your hair 80% dry, get your hair 80% dry. And that works for relatively straight hair that's easy to blow dry. So if that's you, go for it. But when I was first starting out and coming up in hair, I learned Dominican techniques because we had a lot of curly, frizzy hair, including Leslie's. So if you have curly or wavy hair, which is like 90% of people, you're gonna slowly pre-dry your hair, keeping a really close watch. And then the second you start to see it frizz, you're gonna stop. Total time for this step should be about a minute. Step 5, detangle. One of the absolute best ways to destroy your hair is to style it while it's still tangled. If you don't get all of them out, you're gonna end up ripping your hair and it's gonna take you forever. Our tool of choice here is not a comb. If you're still using a comb to detangle or apply products, I'm gonna assume that you still have a black and white TV and use paper maps instead of GPS, and ask people, do you guys accept checks? Because you are doing this a really outdated way. Please allow me to invite you into the world of the future where we use brushes with flexible bristles to detangle our hair. Unlike combs, which will rip right through your hair, these bristles flex when they hit a knot, saving your hair. The way you're gonna use this is to start at the bottom of your hair and then slowly work your way up as you work the knots out. This whole thing should take about 1-2 minutes max. Step 6, styling. All right, so we're starting to get into the meat of it now, and I know styling scares a lot of people. Somebody out there just went like zoinks, like Scooby-Doo, and ran away.
Zoink! He's trying to get loose!
But you really shouldn't be afraid because you've already set yourself up for success by getting everything right up until this point, and that makes this easy mode. And to crank that difficulty level down even further, we're gonna use a blow dry brush, which doesn't require any coordination or skill at all.
And you can get it for like 40 bucks.
Costs nothing. So you're gonna start by clipping the top half of your hair up and out of the way. You wanna be using these little gator clips. If you don't have some, they're super cheap. I'll put a link in the description. You're gonna start with the blow dryer brush in the back bottom of your head. Why is that? Because nobody's ever gonna see that. It's gonna be hidden by the rest of your hair, so you can practice a bit here, get into the groove of things before you start the more important pieces like your front. Now, when you start that bottom section in the back, put the brush on it and pull it and twist it a little bit with some tension. It shouldn't hurt, but your hair should be pulled nice and straight, just like this. And the straighter your hair is, the smoother and shinier it's gonna come out, and the longer it's gonna last you. You're gonna move around, finishing all those sections on the bottom, and then you'll take the top out of the clip and do exactly the same thing with the top. The amount of time this step takes varies based on how much hair you have and how many times you've done this. Once you get this down, you can do it super quick. Step 7, polish. So you finished blow drying, and this is actually not the finished look. Many people think it is, and they're like, oh, my hair's dry, what's going on? To that, I say good, because that's exactly how you want your hair. That dryness is exactly what's gonna allow you to go a long time between washes and improve the health of your hair. The only thing is, a lot of people see this and they panic. They freak out like, oh, I need to do something else or go back to my old shampoo because this one dried my hair out. But that is completely false. Your old shampoo left gunk on the outside of your hair that hid the dryness underneath. It was still there the whole time. But instead of hiding it with gunk, we're gonna fix it and improve the quality of your hair at the same time. The way we do that is with hair oil, and not just any hair oil, because most of them will sit on top of your hair doing nothing. We want an oil like Moroccan oil or Olaplex 7 that will actually be absorbed to the inside of your hair. That fixes the dryness from the inside out instead of just covering it up. If you have fine hair, you're gonna take about this much. Medium hair will take about this much. And if you have coarse hair, you're gonna take this much. You're gonna spread it over your palms and fingers and then start working it in to the bottom of your mids and ends. Why there? Because that's where your hair is the driest. So slowly work your way up like this, and you should have less and less oil the higher you go up because most of it went on your ends. This step should take you less than a minute. The key here is to use high quality products in small amounts rather than buying a whole bunch of cheap products and using them all every day. You have to remember that 90% of hair products actually make your hair worse. If you need to find your hair type and the perfect product matches that you can plug into this routine for yourself, check out my recommended product list. It's in the description. It has a hair type quiz and walks you through everything. Try out this hair starter kit. Have a good one.